Yo, sleep paralysis. What is it? Yo, it's your girl Nikki Nick. What's goody? It's your favorite spiritual life coach, licensed professional counselor, okay, Reiki practitioner, and more. So let's talk about sleep paralysis. What is it? What does it feel like? What happens? Okay. Because it's happened to me ever since I have been 7 to 8 years old. Okay. It happened to me last night. So what is it? Sleep paralysis is when you have a negative entity, okay, in whatever form, okay, it's negative, and basically you can't move. Now, some people have different experiences, such as, they're unable to, move their entire body. They're unable to blink their eyes, okay? Some people, their eyes are open, so they're able to see their room, but they're unable to move their body. For others, like myself, my eyes they are closed, okay? Maybe one time out of my whole lifetime being here thus far, my eyes have been open. But yes, everything else is like it just can't move. It's like you're stiff. So this can sound scary, right? Like, why can't I move my body? What's on top of me? What's stopping me from moving something that I should be able to move with my own free will? Well, if you believe in the supernatural, okay, this is that type of content. All right. So when it comes to sleep paralysis, when I mentioned that it could be a negative entity of any form, restraining you, what I mean is this could be a demon. It could be someone who astral traveled to you without your consent and trying to hold you down in the spirit. I will cover what astral traveling is in another video for those of you guys that don't know, okay? And no, not astral traveling is not necessarily negative. It is of the person who has ill intentions. Also, too, another form of a negative entity is, if you have an evil ancestor, okay, that don't want to see you do great. Why they got chosen and not me? Let's try to sabotage them. Okay, you have people who like to conjure up negative deities to try to, hey, I need you to get them, kill, steal, and destroy them. I'm sorry, on the live TikTok. Now, you definitely want to make sure that you rule out any medical conditions, of course. All right. But once you rule those out, okay, what you're left with is the supernatural. So what do you do when this happens? First things first, you need to remain calm, okay? You have to remain calm, all right? The second thing you want to do is call on Jesus Christ, God the Father, creator of heaven and earth, of all that is seen and unseen, okay? Whichever name you would like of your choosing. You want to call on God because God trumps all. Okay, so clearly this is not for my non-believers, okay? If you're using your free will to not believe in God, or Jesus, and I'm not even talking about in a religious sense, okay? Because if you watch, for those of you that's new here, I don't identify with being a Christian, and yes, I've been a Catholic for over 20 some odd years, but I halfway identify with that. I had to do my own research, and I stepped sort of outside of that, okay? Although I do certain things that do still resonate with Catholicism and somewhat, I'm more so spiritual than Catholic. So for my Bible thumpers, don't you come in my comments. I done already lived it. Anyways, so you have to call on God. We ain't without God. That's first and foremost, okay? And God can deliver you from any demonic attack in any way, shape, or form, okay? For example, I've been getting attacked by my star family, the demonic side, okay? Let's be clear. And for those that know, for my star seeds and star family. And typically this happens because you have a great purpose over your life in some way, shape, or form. Unless you've been a menace to society, then, that's a thing too. You could just be getting attacked because the devil is just like, tricked you, fooled you. And that's the thing too. The devil can definitely try to trick you out your divine inheritance. The devil can definitely try to trick you out the things that God has in store for you. That is a thing, and I will cover that in another video. So the next thing that you want to do after, you're calling on God, and usually when you call on Jesus, that usually takes the cake, okay? Say his name. If you can't open your mouth and say his name, if you can't open your mouth and say, because there's been times where I couldn't, my voice was restricted, but I was able to use my mouth and say, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And then boom, be gone. I was able to move again. Other times, I wasn't able to use my mouth, right? So then what else did I do? Well, God can hear your thoughts, right? So what I usually do is I will say the Our Father prayer in my head. Also, while saying the Our Father prayer, I would rock. So if you're not able to move your body, like any of your limbs, but let's say you're able to rock, because you can rock yourself out of it too while calling on Jesus. Don't get it twisted. You need both. So after you call on Jesus or God, whichever name you want to use, and you rock yourself out of it, if that's another step that you have to take as well, you want to make sure that you have some sort of prayer life. And usually when you have a prayer life, you do have some sort of relationship and connection to God and your spiritual team of love and light. Now, for me, I do have an altar that is dedicated to God, okay? For the people that say, oh, but altar is witchcraft. Minus those that have an altar that's dedicated to God with prayers, intentions, and Blessed Virgin Mary, so on and so forth. Yes, because some people do have altars and they're using it for a demonic purpose, right? To bind, curse, and hex someone. But this ain't that over here. So what I usually like to do is I like to pray Psalms 91 and Psalms 109, just to name a couple. And I usually like to do this, I want to say, before I get my day started, and then, sometimes things happen, maybe a little throughout the day, and definitely at night before bed, because haters be hating, and those that be doing the demonic witchcraft. And the reason why I'm saying demonic witchcraft is because all witchcraft is not evil, and I'll do a whole separate video on that. Now, you can also get up and pray when it comes to, right after the attack, now don't get me wrong. I've been severely spiritually attacked in multiple different ways, and this is just one of them, okay? I will be covering several different types of spiritual attacks, how to get through them, how to navigate, how to keep going, how to keep honoring your commitment with God even when it gets tough, okay? No, God does not expect perfectionism or for you to be holier than thou. We could have stayed in the ethers for that. We are here in this earth school to learn. We are spiritual beings having a humanistic experience, okay? I mean, you see these trees? You have souls that chose to be a tree in a lifetime, okay? Which, that don't sound too bad. You ain't got to worry about certain things. And I'll actually cover on another video how you can, connect with trees and animals, intuitively and so on and so forth, okay? If you do have any questions, you can definitely feel free to ask, okay? But to sum everything up, it's definitely good to have a prayer life with your spirit team of love and light, with God. And, I don't know, any other ascended masters like Jesus, Blessed Virgin Mary, Saint Benedict, okay? Saint Joseph, you name it. Because they help you without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, certain things they may allow you to go through because it's a part of your test, it's a part of your karmic contract, which I'm going to cover in another video. Okay, and yes, it can definitely seem unfair in certain instances, but I promise you a lot of things that you may be going through is to also help someone else like me. So if you feel like you are experiencing different attacks, or you would like a reading, or if you would like spiritual life coaching on how to develop your spiritual gifts, how to navigate, your trials and tribulations, how to develop a stronger relationship with God and your spiritual team, hey, you can feel free to email me. All right. Feel free to DM. You can also feel free to subscribe to my spiritual channel. This is just one of them, okay? Donwa Spiritual Guidance on TikTok, YouTube, okay? You can visit donwaspiritualguidance.com for any other of your needs, okay? Peace out, deuces.